Welcome to the Unknown Chronicles, when the veil between reality and the mysterious is razor thin. Together we'll journey into the darkest recesses of the human experience, where truth twists into terror and shadows whisper secrets. Prepare yourself to face the unexplained, the unsettling, and the unspeakable. The unknown is waiting. Let's step into the darkness. Today, we have our next story coming from Elena of Billings, read by your host, Thorn Blood Rose. This story is called Gateway to Nightmares. The storm rolled in faster than I expected. One moment, Marcus and I were laughing on the cabin's porch, the soft glow of the lantern catching the curve of his smile. Next, the sky was a swirling bruise, thunder rumbling like the growl of some unseen beast. Rain pelted the forest, loud and relentless. But I didn't mind. There was something invigorating about it, the raw energy of nature at its wildest. That's when I saw it. A faint shimmer in the woods, almost imperceptible, like moonlight caught in a spider's web. I thought it was my eyes playing tricks on me, but it didn't go away. It pulsed faintly in a steady hypnotic pattern. "Elena, come inside, you'll get soaked," Marcus called from the doorway, his voice warm and teasing. But when he saw my expression, his tone changed. "What is it?" "There's something out there," I said, pointing towards the trees. "I need to see what it is." He sighed, but grabbed his jacket. "All right, but don't blame me if we get lost and have to camp out with the mosquitoes." We ventured into the forest, the rain soaking us within minutes. The shimmer grew brighter as we approached, illuminating a clearing dominated by an enormous silk cotton tree. Its roots sprawled like skeleton fingers, and at its base, a natural archway glowed with an otherworldly light. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. "What the hell is that?" Marcus whispered. I didn't answer. Something about the gateway compelled me forward, like it was a piece of a dream I'd forgotten but desperately wanted to remember. Before Marcus could stop me, I stepped through. The world on the other side was like nothing I'd seen before. The sky bled, shades of purple and red, with no sun or moon to anchor it. The ground was soft, almost fleshy, and carried a metallic that made my stomach churn. Trees twisted unnaturally, their branches reaching like grasping hands. Marcus appeared beside me, his face pale. "Elena, we need to go back," he said, his voice tight with fear. "This place, it's wrong." But before we could turn, the shadows around us moved. Shapes emerged, humanoid but grotesque. Translucent skin revealed black veins pulsing beneath, and hollowed eye sockets wept dark ichor. They moved with a jerking, predatory grace. They laughed a guttural symphony of malice. "Marcus, run!" I screamed, but it was too late. One of the creatures lunged, its talon-like fingers racking across his shoulder. He cried out, collapsing to his knees. Another creature pounced, its leech-like mouth latching onto his flesh. I rushed to him, trying to pull him free, but the creatures were impossibly strong. "Elena," he gasped, his eyes glassy. I can't. No, you can't give up," I shouted, tears streaming down my face. The creatures hissed and cackled, circling us like vultures. I grabbed at him again, pulling him with all of my might. I cradled his face in my hand, forcing him to look at me. "Marcus, stay with me. Remember us. Remember the night we danced under the stars? How you said you'd never let me go?" You're stronger than this. We're stronger. His breathing slowed. Their whispers grew louder, a cacophony of despair threatening to drown out my voice. But I didn't stop. I couldn't. I love you, I whispered, my voice breaking. Come back to me, Marcus, please. Something flickered in his eyes, a spark of recognition. His hands found mine, our fingers intertwining. The light of the gateway surged, bathing us in its glow. The creatures shrieked, their forms dissolving into a black mist as the love and determination between us burned brightly. Elena, Marcus murmured, his voice barely audible. I'm here. I pulled him to his feet, his weight heavy but manageable. Together we stumbled towards the archway, its light flickering like a heartbeat. Behind us, the creature's cries faded into the distance, replaced by an eerie silence. We collapsed onto the forest floor, the rain still falling but softer now. The gateway sealed with a deafening crack, leaving nothing but the ancient tree and its gnarly roots. Marcus laid in my arms, his breathing shallow but steady. I stroked his hair, my tears mixing with the rain. We made it, I whispered. You're safe. We're safe. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. No, don't be. Not your fault, whatever that is. I felt it too. We're safe, and we're back. That's all that matters, he said. The forest seemed to exhale its oppressive weight, but as I glanced back at the tree, I saw a faint shimmer, a reminder that the nightmare's door was never truly closed. It's been years since that night, but I can't forget it. I see the shimmer sometimes, at the edge of a mirror or the corner of my eye. I know Marcus does too, though we never speak about it directly. The scars on his shoulder are enough of a reminder. But in the time that followed, I couldn't let it go. I started searching, combing through local folklores, online forums, and the hushed whispers of those who lived in the shadows of the silk cotton trees. I found remnants, stories of others who stepped through and came back changed. And I'm guessing many who didn't come back at all. I reached out to a few, careful not to sound crazy. Most didn't respond, but the ones who did, they knew. The way their voices shook, the pauses in their sentences, told me they had seen the same horrors. We formed a loose connection, sharing what we could remember, trying to piece together the puzzle of that other world. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Closure, maybe, or answers. But a part of me is terrified that the gateway wasn't just a doorway to another place. It was a doorway into us, a crack in the foundation of our lives. And every time I see that shimmer, I wonder if it's calling us back. And so, dear listeners, as Elena's story fades, you might find yourself glancing at the shadows, wondering if the shimmers will find you too. Was it a doorway to another world, or a mirror reflecting something hidden deep within? Perhaps it's best not to know. After all, some doors, once open, can never truly be closed. But then again, maybe you've seen it, a flicker at the edge of your vision, a distortion in the mirror that lingers a fraction of a second too long, a whisper in the dark when you're certain you're alone. These things, they have a way of waiting, watching, biding their time. Thank you for treading the twilight path with me tonight. I am Thorn Blood Rose, your ever-watchful guide through the labyrinth of the Unknown Chronicles. But our journey is far from over. The veil trembles, the darkness shift, and the spaces between, something stirs, hungry, waiting, and all too aware that we are listening. So remember, some doorways are more than just passages to another place. They are fractures, thin, fragile, and pulsing with something that should not be. And some of us, whether by fate or misfortune, glimpse them, step through them, and are never quite the same. So keep your eyes open and your wits razor sharp. Good night, miss, and sleep tight, if you can.